Dear students, in this lecture of heterocyclic chemistry, we were discussing aromatic heterocycles, and today we will discuss about relationship between aromatic carbocyclic compounds and their relation between aromatic heterocyclic compounds. So we are saying from the beginning that these aromatic heterocycles, they are considered to be derivative of carbocyclic compounds. So in order to study their property, we first need to study the structure features of carbocyclic aromatic compounds. So today I will be basically discussing about the structure of benzene and naphthalene, because most of organic six-membered organic aromatic heterocyclic compounds, they are derivative of benzene, and these fused heterocycles, 10-membered fused heterocycles, they can be considered to be a derivative of naphthalene. So that's why I have chosen these two compounds, benzene and naphthalene. So as we have said that our aromatic heterocyclic compounds, they are derivative of aromatic carbocyclic compounds like pyridine. This is our pyridine. We can consider it to be a derivative of benzene. If we replace this CH group of benzene by N, then we will get pyridine. Similarly, this quinoline, it can be considered as a derivative of naphthalene. So similar structures containing 6-membered ring and 10-membered ring, they will be a derivative of this benzene and naphthalene. So in order to study their properties, first we should know the structural features of benzene and naphthalene. So first let us start the discussion on structure of benzene. Now the carbocyclic aromatic compounds are planar cyclic conjugated system for 4n plus 2 pi electron. This is a standard Huckel's rule statement. Huckel's rule, which says that those compounds are aromatic which contains 4n plus 2 pi electrons, and they are planar and they have conjugated system of pi electrons. Now let us see benzene. Benzene has a 6 pi electron. Naphthalene has 10 pi electrons. Both of these satisfies this 4n plus 2 rule. So if n is 1, we get 6. If n is 2, we get 10. And these both are planar structure and delocalization is possible. So both these are aromatic compounds. And why these are called carbocyclic? Because all the ring atoms, they are carbon. So that's why they are called carbocyclic aromatic compounds. So generally they follow Huckel's rule. And in these compounds, all the bonding molecular orbitals, they are completely filled, and anti-bonding orbitals, they remain vacant. If you study their molecular orbital properties, then while filling electrons, it was observed that those compounds which were aromatic, they have all the electrons in bonding molecular orbitals, whereas all the anti-bonding orbitals, they remain vacant. So this you have already done in your lower classes, where you have discussed in detail about aromaticity. There you explain on the basis of a molecular orbital theory. So that theory says that those compounds are aromatic in which all the pi electrons, they are in bonding molecular orbitals. And so we can say concept of aromaticity is associated with the molecular orbital energies. So generally these bonding molecular orbitals, they are of lower energy than anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So that's why these aromatic compounds, they are quite stable than anti-aromatic compounds. Now what does this aromaticity does to a compound? So aromatic imparts some characteristic features to the compound. These compounds, you all are already aware, these are unusual stability. Generally these aromatic compounds, they are quite stable. They undergo substitution reactions with the retention of aromatic character. So let us see, suppose if we have benzene. Now if we add bromine to it, so it will not show such type of reaction. It will not addition reaction, because if we show addition, its aromatic character will destroy. But instead they undergo electrophilic substitution reactions. Generally all aromatic compounds, they undergo electrophilic substitution reaction, in which this aromatic character, it remains intact. That means aromatic ring it is retained in the compound. So that's why they undergo substitution reaction rather than addition reaction. And the another very important characteristic feature is this: all the bond lengths of benzene are same. So uniformity in bond lengths in the ring. Generally aromaticity tends to make all the bonds equal because of resonance. And although there are also some spectroscopic characteristics like NMR values, so these NMR shift of these protons in aromatic ring, it is quite a downfield. It is around 7 to 7.5 ppm. So that is because of their aromatic character. So aromaticity imparts certain characteristics to a compound. Very typical, they are quite stable, they undergo substitution reactions, and all the bond lengths they tend to be same. The same things will be observed in aromatic heterocyclic compounds, but there will be little bit of perturbations because of the heteroatom present in the ring. That is our main topic of interest, that the incorporation of heteroatom in the ring, how does it affect the structure and other properties of this aromatic compound. So for that, first we need to discuss the structure of benzene and naphthalene. So first let us see structure of benzene. So all of you know molecular formula of benzene is C6 H6, and it is generally written like this. This is your benzene. Now the benzene, all these carbons, they are sp2 hybridized. From very lower classes you have learned this, these carbons, they are sp2 hybridized. So sp2 hybridized is a planar trigonal structure, so it forms a strainless planar ring. So all the angles are 120, there is no angle strain. So this ring is planar and quite strainless ring, and all the carbons, they are sp2 hybridized. And in benzene there are 6 carbon hydrogen sigma bonds. We have 6 hydrogens like here. These are consider it as hydrogen, 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 hydrogen. So we have 6 carbon hydrogen sigma bonds, and we have 6 carbon carbon sigma bonds. This is carbon carbon sigma bond, this is also sigma, this is also sigma. So we have 6 carbon hydrogen sigma bonds and 6 your carbon carbon single sigma bonds. But as we are discussing about aromaticity, and aromaticity, it involves pi electrons. So in this lecture I will not discuss about the structure of its ring, I will be discussing about the distribution of electrons, these pi electrons. So instead of these the very important feature is that it has 6 2pz orbitals that are contains 1 electron on each carbon atom that is unutilized. So these 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, they have been used in the formation of sigma bonds with the hydrogen and carbon, and this carbon has also 2pz orbitals which are perpendicular to the plane of the ring, and we can show like this. So these are 2pz orbitals which contain, all of these contain 1 electron. So I will show these contains electrons. So these are electrons, 1 electron is there. So these electrons, they overlap perpendicularly to form this pi bond. So as aromaticity involves pi electrons, so we are bothered, we will be discussing more about how this pi bond can be formed, what are the various ways in which these orbitals, they can overlap with one another. And you can see that 6 2pz orbitals, they overlap in 2 ways. So there are 2 ways by which these bonds, they can overlap to form 3 pi bonds, and these are 2 equivalent possibilities. So let us try to see what are these equal possibilities. First let me draw the 1 electron in this orbital, so that all these 2pz orbitals which are perpendicular to the plane of the ring, they contain 1 electron. Now let us try to see what are the different possibilities that are available by which these can overlap. So let us see, first is these 2 orbitals can overlap, these 2 orbitals can overlap, these 2 orbitals can overlap. This is the first possibility, and it will lead to this structure. You will get this structure, double bond, double bond, double bond. But we also have second possibility, these 2 orbitals, they can overlap, these two orbitals can overlap. So there are two identical possibilities which have equal probability. So this will lead to this structure. So here this bond, this bond, this bond. Now benzene has neither this structure, neither this structure. So benzene has a structure in between of these two, which is called a resonance hybrid of these two structures, which we generally write like this. That I will also discuss how this structure is formed. So benzene has neither this structure, these are two extreme structure. Actually benzene has a resonance hybrid of these two structures, but these two structures, they have equal possibility, because either these orbitals can overlap or they can also overlap like this. And but how this resonance hybrid is obtained, this we can explain on the basis of molecular orbital theory. So what it says, that each 2pz orbital, it overlaps with its neighboring 2pz orbital equally to form a completely delocalized molecular orbital embracing all the 6 carbon atoms. He says that now each orbital, this will overlap with 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 this. So each 2p orbital, it overlaps with its neighboring orbitals to get a situation like this. All these 6 orbitals, they will overlap, they will combine with one another to give you molecular orbitals. So as 6 orbitals are combining, so we will get 6 orbitals. So generally the number of orbitals that combine, that equals the, so I will draw once again like this. This is the first possibility, and both up and below the plane. So basically what happens, 6 2pz orbitals, they overlap to form a 6 molecular orbitals, 3 bonding and 3 anti-bonding. Now we know from molecular orbital theory that the number of orbitals, atomic orbitals that combine, so same number of molecular orbitals are formed. If 2 atomic orbitals combine, then we get 2 molecular orbitals, 1 bonding, 1 anti-bonding. Now how many orbitals are combining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 2pz orbitals, they combine to give a molecular orbital. So these 6 orbitals, they will form 6 molecular orbitals. Out of these 6 molecular orbitals, 3 are bonding and 3 anti-bonding. Now as we know that one orbital can have 2 electrons, being it atomic, being it molecular. So we have to adjust 6 electrons. So each 3 bonding orbitals, out of these total 6 orbitals, 3 are bonding, 3 anti-bonding. So each bonding molecular orbital has 2 electrons. So these 6 electrons, they are adjusted in bonding molecular orbitals. So 6 2pz electrons in pair, they occupy 3 bonding molecular orbitals, and anti-bonding orbitals, they remain vacant. So we can adjust these 6 electrons in bonding molecular orbitals. We have 3 bonding molecular orbitals, one molecular orbital can have 2 electrons. So 3 bonding molecular orbitals can have 3 into 2 is equal to 6 electrons. So benzene has 6 pi electrons. So these 6 pi electrons, they can be adjusted in 3 bonding orbitals, and 3 anti-bonding orbitals, they remain vacant. And the energy of these 3 pair of delocalized pi electrons, so this system is called delocalized, is less than the 3 pairs of the localized pi electrons. So here in this is your valence bond theory, like individual overlap of orbitals, this is called localized pi bond, where this pi bond is formed. And this situation where all the 6 orbitals, they overlap, now electrons, they are occupying all the 6 orbitals, so we call it a delocalized system. And this delocalization, the energy of this delocalized system is less than the localized system. So the energy of 3 pairs of delocalized pi electrons is less than the 3 pairs of the localized pi electrons. So that's why benzene molecule is stabilized by resonance, and it has high delocalization energy. So this delocalization energy we can measure with the help of thermodynamic data like heat of hydrogenation, etc. This we will discuss later in our topic, where we will discuss how we can classify the compound as aromatic on the basis of thermodynamic data. Okay. So basically this is called delocalization. These pi molecular orbitals, now electrons are delocalized in these 6 orbitals. So we can say this delocalization, its energy is less than the individual 3 localized pi bonds. So because of this resonance, another very important feature is that benzene has a regular hexagonal structure, and all these carbon carbon bonds, they are equal. The bond length is 1.39 angstrom. This carbon carbon bond is 1.39 angstrom. This is also 1.39 angstrom. This is also 1.39 angstrom. All carbon carbon bonds, they are equal. 1.39 angstrom, 1.39 angstrom. And this bond length is intermediate between carbon carbon single bond, which is 1.46 angstrom. Carbon carbon single bond is 1.46 angstrom, whereas carbon carbon double bond is 1.34 angstrom. So because of this molecular orbital, the overlap of these 6 pi p orbitals, or we can say because of this delocalization or resonance, all the bond lengths of benzene in carbon carbon bond lengths, they are same, 1.39 angstrom, and the bond length is neither of a single bond nor of a double bond. It is intermediate between single and double bond. All this is because of this delocalization of electrons, or because of resonance, which we can explain on the basis of molecular orbital theory. So that's how this occurs. This is the structure of benzene is this. Basically, as why I am discussing only pi electrons, because aromaticity deals with pi electrons, and our topic is aromatic heterocyclic compounds. That's why I am not discussing about this sigma bonds. So this is the pi bonding network of benzene. This is delocalized. We don't have localized double bonds, we have a delocalized bond, and benzene is best represented as this, where the overlap is on the all the carbons. All these 6 2p z orbitals, they overlap or they combine to give you bonding molecular orbital. So this is the structure of benzene. Now let us discuss the structure of naphthalene. Here again we will be discussing mainly about the pi bonding the distribution of pi electrons in naphthalene. Now naphthalene has 10 carbon atoms, and they are at the corners of a 2 fused hexagons. So these are 2 hexagons, these are fused. Now you can count the number of carbon atoms, 1 2. So I am starting randomly. This is not the correct way of numbering. I am just doing this to count the number of carbons. 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So we have 10 carbon atoms, and these are at the corners of a 2 fused hexagons. So you can see these 2 hexagons, they are fused with one another, and all the carbons are sp2 hybridized similar to benzene, and they are attached to 3 other atoms by a sigma bond. So each carbon atom, this is carbon carbon sigma bond, carbon carbon sigma bond, and we have one carbon hydrogen sigma bond. Each carbon atom has 3 sigma bonds, 2 with carbon, 1 with hydrogen, in a single plane, and all these constitute a single plane. All these are present in a single plane, whereas these 2pz orbitals, which are unhybridized atomic orbitals, and each of which has 1 electron, so they are perpendicular to the plane of the ring. So these 2pz orbitals, they are perpendicular to the plane of these naphthalene ring, and each 2pz orbital has 1 electron. So you can see this green color, this indicates electron. So this is electron in 2pz orbital, and this is your 2pz orbital. And these 2pz orbitals on each carbon atom, they are combined in 3 ways, resulting in 3 structures. Like we have seen in benzene, there were 2 ways by which these can overlap to give you 2 resonating structures of benzene. In case of naphthalene, we have 3 possibilities by which these 2 orbitals, they can combine to give you 3 resonating structures of naphthalene. Now let us try to see what are those structures. So let us see the first possibility. The first possibility is that these 2 orbitals can overlap. Okay, these 2 can overlap. these two can overlap, means there is a formation of pi bond. These two can overlap to form a pi bond, these two can overlap to form a pi bond. So this will lead to this structure. You can see double bond, double bond, double bond, double bond. So this is the first resonating structure. Second possibility, you can see now these two can overlap, these two, these two, these two, these two, these two. Now this leads to these resonating this structure. Now this is a pi bond, 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 this is pi bond. Now the next possibility is that in which these two orbitals they will overlap. Still now we have not seen any possibility where these two are overlapping. So in the next these two will overlap. So the possibility is these will overlap, these will overlap, these will overlap to form a pi bond. Next these will overlap, these will overlap. So you get a third structure, third resonating structure as this. So basically these three structures are possible. So please try to practice by yourself by drawing this hexagon. What are the different possibilities by which these atomic orbital they can overlap to form a pi bond. So I have three ways, I have shown you three ways. So we can have three resonating structures. So naphthalene has neither this structure nor this structure nor this structure, but this structure is a resonance hybrid of these three structures that we can explain on the with the help of molecular orbital theory. Now what is the structure of naphthalene? Now 2pz orbitals they are overlapping equally with their adjacent 2pz orbitals like in benzene, and a cloud of pi electron is formed which is considered as two partial overlapping sextet with a common pair of pi electrons. Now what it says that actually all these overlap with one another, these overlap with one another. Similarly, yeah, this system, this is the possibility, this is the resonance hybrid of naphthalene in which all these 2pz orbitals they are overlapping equally with their adjacent, each orbital is overlapping equally with its adjacent orbital, and a cloud of pi electrons. These are the cloud of pi electrons which is considered as two partial overlapping sextets. This is one sextet, this is a second sextet, 6 electrons, 6 electrons. Now these two are overlapping partially with this pair common between them. One pair of pi electron is common between these two rings. So this is a resonance hybrid structure of naphthalene, and which we can represent like this. So we can represent it like this. This is the resonance hybrid structure of naphthalene, and naphthalene contains 10 pi electrons and it is a planar and it shows delocalization. So this is also aromatic. So it has 10 pi electrons, it is planar, it shows delocalization, so it satisfies all the condition of Huckel rule. That's why it is aromatic. So that was the structure of naphthalene. But how does it is different from benzene? In benzene all the bond lengths were same, but in naphthalene this is not the case. Let us try to understand this. Now we have seen that naphthalene is a resonance hybrid of three resonating structures. These are three resonating structures, first, second, third. Now if we have to do the numbering, let us do numbering. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So this is the numbering. So these are not equivalent. So these three structures in benzene, two structures were equivalent, they were same, but in this case these are not equivalent. Why these are not equivalent? Because you can see this, let us see this central bond. Now in two structures we have only single bond, in one structure we have double bond. So this structure is different from these two structures. So that's why these three structures they are not equivalent. but in case of benzene all the structures were equivalent. Even if we assume that these structures they contribute equally, if we assume that they contribute equally, now suppose we have a total 100%. If we have to divide 100% in 3, then it will be 33.33%. so each will contribute 33.33%. then what we can see that in structure 1, this let us see about this C1 C2 bond. Okay, in structure 1 this C1 C2 bond has a double bond character. In structure 2 it has a double bond character. In structure 3 it has a single bond character. So whereas this C2 C3 in structure 1 it has a single bond character, in structure 2 it has a single bond character, in structure 3 it has a double bond character. So we can say C1 C2 has, so we can say that C1 C2 bond has double bond character in two structures and single bond character in one structure. So we can say it is 66% double bond character, 33 point single bond character, whereas this C2 C3 bond has 33 66% single bond character but only 33% double bond character, as these structures they are contributing equally. So what we can see, C1 C2 bond has more double bond character, whereas C2 C3 bond has more single bond character. So it is 66% double bond character and 33% single bond character, where C2 C3 bond is 66% single bond character but 33% double bond character. So these were also validated from molecular approximations which show bond order of 1.724 and 1.603 respectively as compared to in benzene. In benzene the bond order between carbon carbon was 1.667, but in this case this C1 C2 has a bond order of 1.724, C2 C3 has a bond order of 1.603. If bond order is different, their bond length will definitely be different. So we can say C1 C2 bond is expected to have more double bond character, as I have said 66%, than the single bond, and C2 C3 bond has more single bond character than double bond character, because in two structures it has double bond, in one structure it has a single bond, whereas C2 C3 bond in two structure it has a single bond, in one structure it has double bond. So we can say that C1 C2 and C2 C3 bond distances are 1.36 angstrom and 1.45 angstrom. This is 1.36 angstrom, this is 1.41 angstrom in a resonance hybrid. If we write the resonance hybrid of naphthalene, then this bond is 1.36 angstrom, this bond is 1.41 angstrom. That means all the bonds they are not equal, whereas in benzene all the bonds were same. So this non-equivalency of the bonds is called partial bond fixation. This is very important phenomena that we will use it in bond alternations. This non-equivalence of these bonds in naphthalene, this is called partial bond fixation, and it is observed in fused aromatic cycles. Now in case of benzene it was not fused, all these bonds they were equal, but in fused heterocycles we observe a phenomena called partial bond fixation, which is non-equivalence of all the bonds of this aromatic ring. So this phenomena is quite important. We will use this phenomena in our next lecture when we will study quantify the aromatic character of aromatic heterocyclic compounds. So that was all for today. We discussed the distribution of pi electrons in benzene and naphthalene. Why we choose this? Because our aromatic heterocyclic compounds they are considered to be derived from benzene, naphthalene, and one more important structure is cyclopentadienyl anion. So this I leave to you. Please try to find its structure, because our 5-membered heterocycles they are derivative of this compound. So you have to go through this. Please go through this, and if you have any problem you can discuss with me in class. So thank you very much, but please don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you once again.